Everybody wants to be successful, and yet we all have different ideas of what that is. Finding success is the journey we embark upon to go and get what's ours. We are willing to travel down within to find our greatness buried deep inside of us, questioning society's views and flipping the script, putting our own stamp on life. We're here because our future is within our control. Finding success is how we grab hold of what is possible. The relentless pursuit of success starts here.
Finding success. We're here to help break that monotony of real life and help you find your version of success.
Welcome to another episode.
Sound proper American there.
I don't know, I'm feeling hyped for this one. Welcome guys, calm it back down, bring it back down to a normal level. Don't know if my mic's in the right position. Adam, how are you doing?
I'm very good, mate. How are you?
Good, man. How was your week?
Week was good. No real upsets. Pretty happy. I did fail on one task, however, and that was filling out my accountability form. But I kind of know it off by heart now because my routine's pretty solid. It's just the fact of the accountability side of it, of going to that form and clicking it off. I've been allowing myself to sort of stray on my bedtimes a little bit because I've been pushing the trading side of things. But it's been good, mate. It's been really good. How about with yourself? All okay?
Better week.
Good.
Better week. Just nailing certain things, doing the little things. Journaling, just helping out massively.
Good.
And again, to be fair, we've both been slacked on the accountability side of things. I mean, this whole year has been a bit different to our.
It's been a hard start to the year, and not just for us, but I think probably for everyone as well. With not only the negative news that keeps coming out, but just things in general really haven't been the best start. But we're pushing on.
That's it. It's the way you perceive them, the way you react. It's respond, not react.
Exactly.
Anyway, so going into this week's episode, it's a bit of a light-hearted one. This one's a bit different to normal. There's not actually a subject of which we're talking about. We actually just got a list of questions that I found off the internet or that we found in our DMs on Instagram. Smash the DMs, slide into our DMs if you want to hear, if you want to be asking any questions, or if you have any questions that you want answering. All right? So I've got 6 here plus a bonus round one if we get around to it. Should we just get started?
Let's crack on, boy.
Question number 1. I figured you go. I'll go. I'm going to go first on this one because I'm asking the question. Right. So first question is, what is one item on your bucket list?
Oh, can I have 2?
No.
Can I have a business and a pleasure?
The question is one.
I want a business and a pleasure.
It doesn't say what is one in brackets. Let Dodds do whatever the F he wants.
Oh, all right.
And then you can have 2. Hang on, I'm going first.
You had the question.
Oh, okay.
No, go on. You go first. I'll let you go first.
Mine is skydive. I really want to skydive.
Yeah.
I think it's crazy to do, but I want to do it.
That's fair.
I don't know. Something about the rush of jumping out of a plane, free falling for X amount of time. Have you ever driven over a bridge and there's a sudden drop on the other side? That feeling
I love
in
that. Yeah, I absolutely love that.
I like it, but I don't know if I'm hoping it's not going to be the same as jumping out of a plane, but for the whole drop.
I'm guessing it would be because it's just zero gravity, isn't it? Well, that's a bit of a lie because you don't really have that pull, do you? You just
I think it will be there for the initial while you're accelerating, and when you hit VMAX, maybe it'll stop. Your body will acclimatise. But
that's a pretty good one. I didn't think of that.
You didn't think skydiving?
No.
Man,
well, I had the opportunity to go skydiving in Portugal, and I was going to pay to do it, but I never did. I just never got around to doing it, and it just the funds weren't there, and I was like, oh man. But I will do it. I will do it.
I almost did it in Dubai.
Did you?
It was 400 quid.
Yeah, that's the problem. You need to get sponsored because if you can do it as like a charity event, it's perfect because you're giving and you're doing something you want to do at the same time.
Should that be our first charitable?
Maybe we can fund butts and jump out of a plane.
So yeah, that is mine.
Mega.
Hit me with what was your one? A business one?
Mine sounds pretty boring now, if I'm honest with you. So, for those of you who don't know, there's a. Well, actually, no. Yeah, I'm sure a majority of people know. So in New York, we all know Wall Street. We've heard of Wall Street, right? And in Wall Street, there is a big bronze ball. Yeah? Oh, I want to tickle them. No, I mean... the thing I want to do is actually walk down Wall Street and walk into a prop firm. Because I just want to see what it's like. We've all seen it on movies, right? And we've all seen it on, like, Bloomberg News or whatever, we've seen like massive room of people and people like got 8 phones on the go and one on their foot. And, do you know what I mean?
Screaming, sell, buy.
Yeah, exactly. I just want to walk in there and just see what it's like.
Yeah.
But the main one is go to New York and explore, because I've never been to New York. I want to explore it and see, what's there, how's it hanging. But I'd like just to go into a prop firm as well and just see how it all works. Just see the ins and outs. That's all. Sounds pretty boring compared to skydiving, but it's going to New York and exploring is one of them.
No, I get that. That's
the Wall Street one's on half of it.
Yeah, you can bungee jump in New York.
Yeah, I'll just jump off the Empire State Building. King Kong will help me out.
Land in the bushes.
Yeah.
Aim for the bushes.
Land a load of boxes. I'll be mint. Question 2.
No, you got your second part, didn't you?
Oh, well, I didn't want to do the second part, but the second part is ride a jet ski.
You haven't ridden a jet ski?
Nah, never.
Really?
Been promised loads of times. And last week we had a conversation with some family about jet skis.
Yeah.
And they used to have one and so on and so forth. Oh, yeah, it's so fun. You should come out on the jet ski. But I sold it now. I can't go on the jet ski now, can I? So I'd like to go jet skiing as well.
Jet skiing, fair play. So that's interesting. So I've been jet skiing, but I've not been skiing. You've been skiing, haven't you? Or snowboarding?
Snowboarding, yeah.
Yeah, interesting. You'll have to try because I'm going snowboarding in December. You'll have to try and...
Are you going snowboarding in December?
Yeah, I am, yeah. Rise dinger.
Good lad.
But, so you'll have to try and get jet skiing before December. Same with...
Deal
I
done.
don't know why I said that, but you're going to have to do it.
Deal done.
It's interesting, though, isn't it? Like, family are like that. Oh, you come anytime. Come. It's like that ingenuine... You know when someone's in a bad place?
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Hey, you text me anytime.
Oh, mate,
I'll
it's
do anything.
ridiculous, isn't it?
You don't mean I'll do anything.
Yeah.
You just mean I'll do it if it suits me.
Yeah, I'll do it if I've got time.
Yeah. If imagine we all got COVID, mind doing my weekly shop because and you're at work. It's like, I don't know.
It happened with a friend of mine recently. They were in a bad place, and we just offered to help or something. And I was like, no, it's cool. I'll be fine. Don't worry. And they then messaged me back saying, do you know what's funny? How many people have said that? And it just ticked in my head. Not many people will be there if you do actually need them.
They'd text you that message
yeah,
but not necessarily do.
Yeah, nothing. No, nothing.
That's just human. It's that modern. It's that modern. You've got to be polite.
It's the way we are.
And you've got to do it, but actually you don't want to do it.
Yeah, it's true.
Cool. Question 2. If you could have a superpower of any fictional character, what would it be?
I'm not very up to date on my fictional characters, so you may have to correct me on this one. I'd like to be able to see in the future, but also see in the past. I'd like to see, as in be in a position on things that are massive during the human race. World War One, World War Two, Victorian times, and
the plague and
everything. Just all the massive historic moments that made the UK as what it is, or made the world as what it is. Just pop the pirates, for instance, go to sail with Captain Hook and his parrots and all that kind of stuff. His parrot, yeah. Honestly, every. I'd like to see what it all happened and what's going to happen in the future, because I can then change my life that I'm living now. Maybe I could be financially free by the age of 12. Do you know what I mean? I could be the richest 12-year-old ever and never have to work. My parents would sort it.
How would you become the richest person ever by
12?
Sailing with Captain Cook and his parrot. What shit?
We're going to bury some gold in the sea, and I'm going to go diving afterwards, pick it up. I'll be rich. Me and Captain Hook, mate, will be sorted.
Okay, so tangent question. I was going to put this in here, but I didn't in the end. If you could travel 100 years in the future or 100 years in the past, which would you do?
Definitely 100 years in the future.
Okay, you would go future. That's why I didn't put on, because I think I thought you'd go future as well.
Yeah. I can always read on the past. I can always read what happened. I can read it. Granted, it might not be to the T. All the I's haven't been dotted and the T's haven't been crossed. But in the future, no one knows what's going to happen. No one knows how it's going to play out. No one knew that COVID was coming. No one knew that me or you would be on this journey together. We didn't know that. When we first met each other, we just thought you were another geezer who's turned up to work that just wanted the good old time and have a few bevs. And, now we're on a completely different journey with each other. So we don't know what's going to happen, which is why the future is so much more appealing to myself than the past would be.
Yeah, for sure. So, forgive me, what was the purpose of going back to the pirate age? Just to
live those moments.
Oh, okay.
So, for instance, how hard... Put yourself in the shoes of a soldier on the field of a World War One trench, and you've been told to charge. The feeling of getting up, going over that thing and charging, going to that battle, sailing the seven seas with Captain Hook and his parrot, and him trying to make me walk the plank. Nah, you ain't doing that, Captain Hook. I'm better than you. Just every single thing that's made I don't know what to call it, our race as it is, our human race as it is. Every little thing that big news moment that I might see personally to perceive it as I do, because everyone has different news moments that they live on, or they the wars are pretty common for me. I'd like to just go and relive them, the 1, 2, and so on, and for instance, go out to Afghanistan and see what it's like with people like the soldiers and people that actually lived in the situation that they were in. Seeing the whole diversity of world,
proper hardships in the world,
exactly. Because then when you take it to the future, you can say, well, these boys had it twice as hard to what you've got it now. So, and I think it would also help quite a lot of people's mindset.
Okay.
Because, it's completely different. You've lived however far you wanted to live back to, so.
Interesting. I didn't expect that. At all. I've gone for a childish one. It's in the film Hancock.
No.
Hancock, not Hancock. Hancock. It's a Will Smith film. The guys that slapped Chris Rock the other day. A few weeks ago now.
Did you get that? I was thinking that you like the meme that Snoop put up.
Where he's dancing there.
Yeah.
What the Miami? What Will Smith? Yeah, it's brilliant. That is
Men in Black, isn't it?
Oh, is it Men in Black?
Men in Black song. Yeah. Oh, it's amazing. If you haven't watched it, I will share it on social media when I release this podcast. So if you haven't watched it, look out for our stories because it'll be on there, and it's brilliant, absolutely brilliant.
So sorry, my laptop's just going off. Oh, I've got a minute of downtime. So in Hancock, it's this film. He's immortal until he finds someone that he loves, and as soon as he falls in love, he becomes mortal again.
Okay.
But he's also like immensely strong. He can fly. He can. It's just badass. He's just a badass. Literally got everything that you'd want. I just want that super strength from being able to fly. Fly is a big one for me. I'd love to fly. Just literally
Superman spec. No cape or cape?
No cape.
You want a cape?
No cape.
No cape. All right.
Why would you wear a cape?
Well, I don't know.
Would you cape? You're a caper.
No, I'm not a caper. No, guys. I'm thinking back to
The Incredibles.
Yeah, and he gets sucked in the jet plane. Yeah,
to my mind, the Doctor Strange with the I don't know what he was called, but the orange haired kid.
No cape.
No cape. Always no cape.
Edna.
Edna Bird. All right, moving on. Number 3. What are you most looking forward to in the next 10 years?
See, this is quite a hard one. Well, it's easy and hard at the same time because I can just say the future.
Yeah.
Specifically, I want to see how close to my goals that I can get.
Oh,
that I've set.
Okay.
So obviously, we all know we look for a 10-year prediction, a 5-year, 3-year, and 1 year. And I want to see how close I can get to those 10-year goals. How close I can get to him. And if I can hit him, how far past I can go.
Interesting.
What about you?
So, this is a terrible answer compared to you. I can't wait to see what phones look like in 10 years' time. Because if you look 10 years...
Do you think we'll have phones in 10 years' time?
Well, that's what I mean. Well, we will have a form of...
mobile cellular device.
Some sort of... Not even... maybe.
But will it be... People
that's
can
what
see
I mean.
I'm gonna tell people like this, but you can view if you go to the YouTube channel...
You see him tapping on his noggin.
Oh, you meant to tell him.
Oh!
It's all right.
Look at the YouTube to understand what you're doing. Yeah, what would they be like? This is what I mean. Would we have a phone like we've got now, a device, or would you have it on your pinky and thumb? Would you have just one AirPod thing? That's what I'm excited about. What if we've done this in 10 years? What can we do in the next 10 years? So I don't think it will be chips in your head. I don't think so.
I don't either, but you've just told everyone that what I told them to go to YouTube for, but it's all right. We'll let you off. I saw it's the Simpsons prediction, like the thing that they've done years ago. I'm not sure if it was a Simpsons one or if it was like a cartoon episode or something. I don't know what it was. I can't remember. But I saw like there was no device. It was just an image on the table, like a laptop, and it was just like almost like a reflection. What projector? Almost like a projector image on the laptop. On the basically holding it. a piece of glass, but nothing was there. It was just like you were holding it and you were typing away. I wouldn't be surprised if it was something like that. I don't know how it would work. It could be like a floating thing in the middle of there that follows you, and then you just type away, and when you put it back in your pocket and then carry on, or just something like that. Or I don't know. We don't know what's going to happen, do we?
Don't.
It's very
That's
interesting.
the exciting bit about life.
But I don't think not just phones. The other stuff, washing machines. Maybe we're going to have a waterless washing machine. Ovens. Maybe you're going to have
waterless oven.
Food that food that we don't need to cook anymore. That's got a shelf life of like 2 years.
Ooh.
Pasta that's already cooked. You just open the packet and start eating. Do you know things like that? Like in Japan, when you crack a coffee, it can get hot.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
The oxygen in the air
it mixes with a chemical and makes it hot.
Boils.
Yeah.
Wow.
Mad, isn't it? Like,
that's cool.
Just stuff like that. We don't actually know how far in the future things can change. So, just other things as well. Will cans exist? Will sheds exist? Will cars exist? You don't know, do you?
No, I do know cars will exist. I'm putting money on it now. Cans will exist.
Right.
Come on, it's only 10 years.
Debbie Downer.
Have you seen vertical farming?
I have, yeah.
That's the thing. They're literally skyscrapers of farms.
Tony Robbins, I think, back in 16 or 17, was a person who was doing X Prizes. I think, the prize giving thing.
Yeah.
And one of the things were for space saving was vertical farming.
That's cool.
And we're now in 2022, so 5-10.
It'd be a long way ahead.
Yeah.
I think it's quite exciting.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Have you seen that they're starting to make meats as well, like stem cell meats and stuff?
No.
Yeah, they're doing like lab-grown meats, testing lab-grown meats and trying to grow...
Growing the animals or growing just...
the protein itself, the meat, in a lab. So again, we don't need...
livestock.
Yeah, exactly. So to be healthy for the planet, as in cows, because obviously cows are one of those things that pollute the world.
Yeah.
No, that's wrong. Humans are first, but because humans
humans
make it. But yeah, the cows are one of the things that are polluting the earth massively. That's why people are trying to shift over to vegan as well, not just because it's healthier,
killing animals,
but it's also because of the planet as well.
Is there proof that veganism is healthier?
Well, I'm not going to say that.
Come on, we've got to be controversial.
I'm not vegan, so I'm not going to go that far. But I know people that are vegan, and that's what they believe. Unfortunately, there's so many, and I'm not going to go onto a rant here. I'm trying not to. I'm trying to be good. This is a nice, easy, light episode. But companies fund their own studies, and unfortunately, they can word and manipulate the way they want it to be shown. So just do your own research and not into one company. Do your research across multitudes of studies and scientists and people that don't have shares in the company and so on and so forth.
And just form your own opinions.
Yeah, exactly. Don't
experiences.
Don't look at the sun and
newspaper.
Not the sun as in the sun.
That is
good
advice not to look at the sun.
The sun's telling me this. No, yeah, don't look at the sun as in the newspaper. Don't, just you know what I mean.
No, we have a lot of listeners all over the globe, mate. Got Russia, Canada, America.
We do. Zimbabwe,
Hello,
South
everyone. Africa.
Yeah,
Come on,
it's amazing. Isn't
the
it?
sun isn't. The Sun newspaper is not in those countries.
Okay, your local newspaper that feeds you rubbish.
Spot on.
Don't just go off that.
Moving on.
No offense.
Question number 4. What's a quote that's permanently changed the way you look at things?
You want me to go first, or you want to go first?
I can go first if you want.
Go for it.
So, obviously, we've come into a lot of quotes in our time on this journey because they're a bit motivational, a bit more, they help you focus, etc., etc. But the one that's stuck with me the most and triggers the most, like, whoa, it's probably also one of the most simple. It is, you don't know what you don't know.
Yeah.
And that just, every time I tell myself that, or every time I have to think of that, it's because I need to understand that I've got a hell of a lot of learning to do. There's always someone out there smarter, faster, harder, stronger, whatever. And just stay humble, essentially, and don't be a know-it-all.
Yep.
You don't know what you don't know. It just for me, that's an incredible... It changes the way I look at most things.
Yeah.
Like people talking like my bosses, my people below me, family members, the celebrities that we put on pedestals. Completely changed the way I think about them because... They could be experts in their fields, but they don't know half the stuff that I know about this, or I don't know half stuff. Everyone can bring you knowledge, but you can also give knowledge to everybody. It's just, boom, it blows my mind.
Yeah. Very good. Very good. Mine is actually one that everyone hears every time they listen to this podcast episode.
What's that?
Success is available to everyone, so why should you settle for less? just the why should you settle for less? Just puts it out there for me because you read up on Tony Robbins. He had a hard life growing up. He was abused and he wasn't fed and he moved out at a young age and so on and so forth. He had the hardship. You read about Rocky. I don't know, it was Sylvester Stallone. He had $7 in his pocket and he had to sell his dog to eat, and then when the film come in, he bought his dog back for like 20 grand. Stuff like that. Yeah, honestly, stuff.
Wow.
He bought that same dog back for 20 grand because it just meant that much to him. Because originally, the filmmakers, when he pitched the film, the people said to him, "You're too ugly to star in this film. You're not good enough. You've got a wonky eye or whatever. You're not big enough. We don't want you in the film, but we'll have the film. We like the film."
I didn't know that.
He was like, "Do you know what? I won't charge for the film, but I want to be in the film." And that's how he became a good an actor. And when obviously it happened and he got paid for it, bam, that's what happened. So just stuff like that, people have, no matter where you are in the world, as we just said, Zimbabwe, Russia, so on and so forth, if you're in a position where people all around you are becoming successful and you think, he's successful because he's got rich parents. He's successful because he's got the time to do it. He doesn't have the time. He makes the time. Or she doesn't have the time. She makes the time. It's, for instance, like that Holly May girl. What was her name? Holly Haig. She was on Love Island or something.
Right.
And recently she went on a podcast and she was speaking about a similar sort of thing that I've just said. And she got ridiculed for it. She said, well, it's different because you've got the time to do it and, you've got the looks to do it and, you've got the beauty to become so and so and so forth. Majority of people that have these clothing brands. Do you know the owner of Pretty Little Thing is actually like a Chinese businessman? Like he's not a female in any way, shape, or form, but he owns the company. I can't. It's either something like that anyway.
Yeah.
But my point is that he's made a product to suit that market. He doesn't wear it himself. He's just got one day and gone, do you know what? I can make. There's a space here. There's a gap for me, and I'm going to make a product that suits it. And he can ask models, and there you go. He's then spreading the products.
Thousands of people.
Exactly. So no matter what, success is available to everyone. It is. It's out there. Just go and find it. So why should I settle for less? Don't need to.
I love that. I didn't expect you to say that. That was awesome. I'm glad you did that. I'm glad you went second as well, because I would not have answered after that. Basically, what you're saying is Finding Success podcast is where you need to be to launch pad
100%
to the moon.
100%.
Next question. What do people do too much of today?
This is where I don't know if I'm going to contradict myself here.
Oh.
Not contradict myself, sorry, say the wrong thing. Because I don't really have a filter. And I do have a filter, but not a very good one. And I'm quite open. And if I offend people, I do apologise. I don't mean it, it's just the way I feel. And if you get offended, that's your problem. And I think it's wasting time. Because it's so easy these days to waste time. As we spoke before, social media, it's so easy just to sit down, flick through Facebook, Jesus Christ, 25 minutes have gone on my life, I'm never going to get it back. I've watched a film, 2.5 hours, doesn't increase my life, my knowledge, my wealth in any way, shape or form. I'm never going to get those 2.5 hours back.
Doesn't benefit you in any way apart from the instant, the now pleasure.
Exactly. There's a program, anyway, talking about programs. There's a program on months and months and months ago, and it was about families that went to live in a previous time. So they lived in the 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, and 90s, and so on and so forth, and they had to live through different generations and how that year was lived.
I think I saw it, yeah.
And it's like, obviously, when they don't have TVs and stuff, and when food wasn't around, like the war, they have to go and ration, or they have to go and kill a chicken, and the kids have to skin a chicken, and, the mums would be at home doing something, the dads would be out earning money, and so on and so forth. And it's just weird how, just watching that shows you how times have changed, which is fine. Times are changing and we have to change with the times. It's out there. But just how easy it is to waste time in 2022, how easy it is, how simple it is just to sit down and put the TV on and an hour and a half's gone. To flick through on social media and 20 minutes is gone. To I don't know. It's just easy to waste time. We spent more time back in the day with family, in my opinion. I don't know. It was more important because we had nothing else to do. Apart from work, we had to spend time with family. We had to go on with them. We had to go and see them. We had to help them out. Chop down some wood for the fire so we can stay warm. Nowadays, we turn the heating on.
Press a button.
Exactly, which is fine. But 9 times out of 10, it's probably on our phone. And then once we've clicked off and changed the heat from 20 to 21, we then go on Facebook and scroll through. And do you know what I mean? It's just time wasting is a lot easier.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. That's got me thinking. And do you think that's why, partially to do with why the wealth gap's getting so big as well? I know inflation, we're not going to go into finances there, but obviously that's a huge part. But is this also another part, the middle class, the what's poverty in the world? Is it because it's just easier to go staring at your phone? It makes you feel good in the moment instead of putting it down and focusing on
the journey that you want to go.
Yeah, being successful, being on the route, even just the journey. It's stopping you from doing that because you're so focused on it's just that. I was listening to someone talk the other day. They're in a coffee shop and he likes to just put his phone away, never open it, and just be in the moment sort of thing. And he was just in a coffee shop enjoying the what do you call it, aroma, the vibe, the atmosphere.
Atmosphere.
And it went dead silent. Apart from the crappy music in the background, it went dead silent. He was sort of looking around. Sorry, moving away from the mic. He was looking around, and everyone was on their phone. Apart from the baristas working away, everyone was on their phone. No one was talking. There was not even the hub of talking, the murmurs and so on and so forth, like the builds atmosphere. It was none of that. It was just everyone on their phone. And those people have gone to this destination to sit on their phone and have a coffee.
Yeah.
They've not
gone there to make conversation with anyone.
Yeah. And it's just interesting how the world is changing, and it's becoming a bigger problem than I think we realise.
Yeah.
It's interesting. Mine is similar, to be fair. Mine is social media.
Yeah.
So time wasting is exactly what you're saying. We do too much social media, but also gossiping.
Oh, mate, yeah, you've hit the nail on the head there.
Because if you're not, as soon as they put the phone down, the reason they put the phone down is someone's come up and go, "Are you saying this person's done this?" And they want to talk about that, and they want to gossip about people.
Yeah.
So that's the big one for me. I think we're doing either or at the minute. There's never anything else for the majority of people.
It's I'm glad you actually brought up social media because it's actually quite she's been working away recently. I'm not going to say what she does, but she's up an Instagram page to sort of show people what she's doing, and being a female in the job she does is quite rare.
Yeah.
And so she's got, do you know what, I'm just going to maybe help inspire some of the females in the world and just show them what I'm doing, and maybe they can come and ask me questions or can I help them in a certain way, and so on and so forth. And very, very ironic. She's been away for 3 weeks, and she's come back to her normal role back in the workshop and just plodding along, doing bits and bobs and seeing fresh new faces. And she got told by a colleague that, these people are talking about you, about things that you post on social media. So just be careful what you post. And it's like, well, I haven't posted anything bad. I'm not giving out IP if the company that she works for. I'm not trying to drop the company in poo.
No.
I'm just trying to help the world, the females in my industry, and show them that,
or not necessarily but the females of the world.
In world, in the industry that it's possible to do. I can be in a very, very male-dominated industry, and it's possible for a female to do the job. So you can too, in whatever you want to do. And those people had nothing better to do than talk about what she was posting. And you just hit the nail on the head as a good example. They've got, put your phone down, let's gossip, let's talk about this person, because she's doing something different.
Yeah. She's doing something, it's something good, trying to help people.
Yeah.
And because those people aren't helping, the gossipers aren't helping, they're not putting themselves out there. They're just tucked away in their nice little cosy bed, gossiping crap.
Yeah.
That makes them feel better about themselves, and it makes them feel like they're a higher order because they're able to talk about others.
Yeah.
And we all know small minds talk about other people, and the others do stuff. Doers
big minds
get
do
places.
stuff.
Yeah, exactly. That's interesting. I didn't know your missus was doing that. That's good on her. But yeah, gossiping is just horrendous for me.
The one thing is they don't even follow her, which just makes it even worse. So they've gone out of their way. So talking about time wasting, they've gone out of their way to sort of look. They've heard the rumours going around that she's got a media account that's going to have a ganders. They've gone out of the ganders and then not even followed, just looking, just fishing.
Just stalking.
Terrible.
That's quite bad. That's a toxic trait. People don't want to be around.
It is, yeah.
Your environment is important. What's that? That was number 5.
5.
So, number 6. If you go back, this is quite a long one. If you could go back in time and make little changes to your childhood, what is one thing you'd learn and master over the years so you'd be an expert today?
It's quite a hard question.
Yeah, it is.
It is quite a hard question. As a child, I grew up in a very hands-on background. I was always hands-on. Can you help me lift this? Can you come to work with me? You're coming to work with me. We're going to go down and do this and put this up. And it helped me in so many ways in the things that I do today because my job is hands-on at the moment. But if I was to change something, I'd like to help. I couldn't help myself, but I'd like to learn money at a younger age. I'd like to learn the principles of money at a younger age. Because we unfortunately, I did get taught money very well. I got taught if I wanted something, I'd have to work for it. And if I worked for it, it would come to me.
Yeah.
And that was perceived by how my dad worked. If he worked hard, because he, 25, he built his own business. He went out with his business partner, and we're doing it. We're getting it done.
At 25?
Yeah, very young. Yeah, young. And he was like, right, we're getting it done. He went out and done it. They worked together and decided we'll go on our own and we'll just give it a go. And it worked out quite well. And the more he worked, unfortunately, the more he earned, which is good, obviously, but the more time away he spent up from the family. But he was always away. He was always grafting. No matter what, he was always happy. He always seemed happy. He was never really moody. He was doing things that he loved at the same time, training and seeing friends and going to the pub and so on and so forth. But he had the company there, and it was perceived as a kid. If you work hard, it's going to come to you. But he never taught me about money. He taught me that for that certain point, if you work hard, money will come to you. Yeah. He never taught me how to manage money or where to put money or anything like that. And he didn't know himself. Yeah, he didn't know himself. Yes. So why would he teach it?
Yeah,
the world's population don't really know. So why should we teach it?
That's a big issue. It was have you heard what happens with fleas if you trap them in a jar?
No.
So if you trap fleas in a jar, put the lid on it, leave them there. Fleas have got like a 36-foot jump or something. Something horrendous. A huge jump. A 36-meter jump. No, that's even bigger.
Inches. It must be inches.
Inches. It's so, yeah, okay, we'll go inches.
Yeah.
You put them in a 5-inch jar. They're only, and they're trying to jump that 36 inches, whatever it is. They jump high, and they're hitting the roof. And they're, bang, got a nasty head injury there. That hurt. But anyway, they basically trains that generation only to jump to the top of that jar.
Yeah.
Those fleas, what do you call?
Multiply.
Yeah. Give birth. Their children will only ever learn. It's in their genes to be able to jump that 36-inch, but they'll only ever jump to that 5-inch to the top of the jar.
Yeah, very good point.
And it just spreads like that through the generations to a point where you can take the lid off the jar, they'll only ever jump
to the top
of the jar. They'll never get out, which is mind-blowing. It's exactly what we're in at the minute. We've been put in a jar, humans, to only understand certain aspects of life. Schooling is made to create employees.
Yeah.
We're just bred to be employees. And, nowadays the jar is further off than the lid is off the jar as much as it possibly has been in the past. There's no major wars that is affecting everybody.
No.
We've got the internet at our fingertips.
Yeah.
There's no lid on the jar, and we're still just jumping to the top of it. We're not getting out.
Very good. Very good.
That's exactly what went through my mind there. Because your old man hadn't been taught about the money that we know about now and learning about. How could he possibly teach it to you? Because he doesn't know himself. So you don't know what you don't know. So he's not going to teach something he doesn't know. And same with like my parents and everyone's parents. Like they can only teach you what they know, and it has put a limit on our society.
On the way we learn, exactly. Which is quite scary when you think about it. We're brought up around knowing what our parents know and how they've gone and gone through. For instance, someone we know took the kid out of school. Out of the school, I don't know what you call it, system. That's it. And sort of gone, we're going to teach him on his own. And because he's a millionaire, we're going to teach him on his own and actually teach him what he needs to know and how he can create assets and how he can go about his life and figure out ways that he can make more money. Which is it's an amazing thing to do, but obviously not everyone has that option to do so. Yeah. So it's fine, we all understand that. But a very, very good point. Very good point. What was yours?
What question was it? Number 6. So I have 2 because your one triggered another thing in my head. But the first one was reading. I've always struggled like hell with reading. I remember as a kid, you know, you used in the UK, you have to do a certain amount of reading, didn't you, at school? You had
I was always on the lowest one.
same. It was like the colour tabs. You had to pick. Like I think
Yeah.
yellow was easiest. I was always on the easiest books, and it was ridiculous. I remember Mum would be like, "Right, come on, we've got to do our 2 minutes reading at least, because that's all I could manage or just deal with." So I always did my 2 minutes reading like once a week just before I go to school, so I could say, "Yeah, I read, miss."
Yeah.
Not that any of it was going in or helping me, because I didn't want to do it. But I wish I'd learnt the benefits of reading earlier on, because again, I'd be learning about money more. I'd be learning about mindset more. I think I'd have been on this journey a lot sooner if I'd learned to read.
Yeah.
Because to be honest, looking back at the very start of the journey, the first thing, all right, obviously it was realising I wanted to be on the journey. But the second thing was I just started learning, just started reading. And I wish I'd done it sooner. The other thing is something my dad says, and it rings in my head every time I read the word or say it in my head or just say it out loud. The way I can literally hear his voice saying, it's just do it now, is how he says it. And it's that particular memory is like engraved in my head. I'm sat on the sofa and he wants the bins taken out. And he's like, just do it now. It'll take no time. You're done. Put your shoes away. Just do it now. And you just don't wait. Just do it now and it's done and you don't have to worry about it. And he's right.
It's quite a good point, isn't it, really?
Now, when I'm in my own house, like living my own way, if I leave my shoes out and see them later, I was like, why didn't I just do that when I came in the door? Why don't I just do it now?
Yeah.
So I do it now when I've realised that I've not done it. And it does just make everything so much quicker. So now I've got, I don't know if you've got the 2 minute rule. If something takes you less than 2 minutes to do, you just do it now. If it's on your job list to do, just do it.
Yeah.
It's less than 2 minutes. And it gets all the tiny little crappy jobs out of the way to focus on the big tasks like recording podcasts and so on and so forth. So, yeah, that's my team.
Do you know what? Just going back to the reading part, man, did you hate reading out in class?
I wouldn't do it.
I'm going to give you an example. This is me reading in class. There was sheep on field. Sheep eat food. Nice. Man, I'm telling you, I was the worst person to ever read at school. And I don't know why. I'm slightly dyslexic, so I was terrible at reading. I was just so frit of reading out loud in class and just giving off, or saying the wrong thing, because I didn't want the mates to take the mick out of me. I didn't want to, I was just like, I'm not reading this. I'm not reading. You will read. Well, I'm not. Chuck me out. I'll just walk out. Fine. I'll go to the headmaster's office and get a spanking. It doesn't happen. I'm joking.
I'd rather do that than read.
I'm not. I was terrible at reading. That's a very good point.
Same. But I that's that saying. All leaders are readers, but not all readers are leaders. I don't know if that came through clearly, but leaders do read because it's just a great form. So someone explained it really well. Successful people write down how they did their stuff and put it out in a book, and it's all out there for us to read and understand. Yeah, it's just you got to go through the hard work of reading their book.
Yeah, exactly.
Whereas we want something on a YouTube video. Someone also said this. There's loads of YouTube videos of people, successful people, explaining how they did it, and they get like 20,000 views. Whereas the successful person, I guess you could call it successful, with the Lamborghinis messing about burning up money, they get the 20 million views. Yeah, it's just interesting how our society works. It's that instant gratification. But yeah, so reading was I wish I was better at it. Yeah, I wish I could be a reading expert and be able to speed read. You seen people who can speed read?
Mate, unbelievable.
And it goes in. Yeah. The amount of times I found myself reading a page and go, no, nothing happened there. Yeah. Not one word that went in.
I'm going back.
Yeah, I have to read it again because I just blanked. There's nothing. It was. Yeah, that's I wish I'd become an expert on that. So that's all 6 questions. Yeah. I've got a bonus round if you got time for it.
I've always got time for you, my son. Yeah.
What are we at? You've got time for a quick bonus round. Right, this is a bit of fun now. What is the most boring sport and what would you do to make it more interesting?
Oh, Jesus Christ. What a question.
Do you want me to go first?
Yeah, go on. You go first.
I think I'm going to piss you off. And I'd slay off who was here. Yeah. And I think maybe a few listeners, I don't know. But like, it's a sport I think you like. It's golf. I'm sorry, it's boring. All right.
Why is it boring?
Let me talk.
Go on.
To spectate, it's terrible. Maybe to play it's different, but to spectate, it's not like football or American football or racing is even better than watching golf, mate. Come on.
Right. Hang on. I'm going to do a golf analogy here. Different strokes for different folks.
That's a very good point. I didn't even think. That's literally just made me think of like curling or bowling or something. But I thought of golf because I thought I could make it really interesting. Yeah. And I'd be interested in playing it if it's like this.
Oh, go on, tell me.
So there's a time cap per hole. So just like in CrossFit workouts, you have like a 10-minute time cap.
Yeah.
So don't change the layout of a golf course. Golf courses is what they are. But you've got, say, 3 minutes
Yeah, okay.
to be able to get it from here to there.
Man, that's hard.
Wait, it gets better.
Okay, come on.
Running alongside every hole is an obstacle course. Right? So when you're on the fit, as soon as you hit the first shot off your tee,
Yeah.
that's when your time starts counting down.
Okay.
Right? As soon as you make it onto the obstacle course, your time on the green, on the fairway, whatever, on the actual golf course pauses. So that stops. But you've got to do the obstacle course before to get in line with your ball wherever it is on the course.
Mate.
So you do the obstacle course, and it's as fast as you can because you only got a limit on the obstacle course.
Yeah, yeah.
It's a run, a race, and you get to a certain point in the obstacle course. You go and do your second shot on the course. Again, you've got 3 minutes, so you can't do none of this. Oh, I'm going to have this drive, or I'm going to just squat down and see what the ground is doing. None of that. But it also becomes a team sport because your caddy, he's like on the grass with you, so you've just hit your shot, you've chucked him your stick, you're running to the obstacle course, you're doing your obstacle course. Imagine like, what was that show with the big red bouncy balls and the water? Total Wipeout.
Mate, what a show.
Some golf courses could have that level of like
Obstacle course, yeah.
And like, I think it'd be cool. And then it's like fastest time or most, or what is it? Not handicaps, but the least amount of shots you take to get in wins. Because then it's a physical event, it's a time pressured event, and it makes for wicked viewing. Because if they fall in the water in the obstacle course or in the mud,
start again or whatever.
they've got to just play in the filthy muddy outfit.
Well,
They're
true,
not this pristine elite athlete. They got. I think that'd be great.
That's a great idea. That is a great idea. Well, you caught me off guard with this one, to be honest with you. But I just thought of quite a funny one. So, I know there's a lot of horse lovers out here, and more importantly, one thing I thought was dressage. You know, the dressage with the horses dancing and stuff like that. Boring. No offense to people, and I think it's amazing what they can do with people, as people, men and women can do with dogs. It's amazing what we can do with dogs and animals. But my God, is it boring? Imagine if you turned the ride around. They weren't seeing where they were going, so they had to do it all backwards. How hard would that be? Because they'd have to, if the horse wants to go right, you'd either train the horse to turn right to go left, or they'd have to train the horse, right, okay, I've got pull left here, he's going to go left. But do you know what I mean? It'd just be so much awkward. You'd have to kind of distance yourself to work out where the surrounding was, so you didn't step out of the thing.
Yeah.
So like your horse would run into the crowd or something. That might not be funny, but if you run into the judges, you know what I mean? It's like, and turn, and you're like, oh my God, that was a close call. I don't know, it's just a great...
I see where you're coming from.
He put me on the spot.
Did you not see that question?
Well, I'm trying to think of other sports now.
It's hard to think of sports.
It is really,
when you're thinking it. I just went straight to golf because I think it's boring. But I just thought now, actually, we're talking about it like bowls and what's the ice one where they sweep?
Curling.
Is that curling?
Yeah, that's curling. That one. Yeah.
That's a tad boring. I mean, it's a bit more exciting when you watch the highlights and you just see throw after throw and the cool shots. But other than that, I'm sure highlights for golf must be reasonably exciting.
What else? I mean,
horse riding's a good one. I didn't think of horse riding.
Cycling.
Oh, I quite like cycling.
You like watching cycling?
Oh, no, I couldn't watch it. I mean, I thought about doing it myself.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Doing it differently.
Yeah.
But watching.
I've never watched cycling. I've seen it, again, you see the Tour de France on the TV.
Yeah.
You watch it for a second and next channel. Because you just see them
riding. Yeah.
Yeah.
Imagine if you put them on different bikes. You know the ones that you have to lay down and cycle?
What, on your back?
Yeah, on your back, yeah. Imagine riding them down the hill. Tour de France style. That'd be pretty special.
How could you make that more interesting?
Take off the brakes.
I think...
How would you slow down? You know, like when...
You have squirrel suits.
Oh,
put your arms out and have, when they've got huge...
Aerospec.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like those parajumpers that fly off with the... I don't know how to describe it for the podcast people. How do you describe it for podcast people? Podcast listeners.
Basically, it's like, imagine, go on Red Bull website and click on man jumping out of squirrel suit. No, with squirrel suit on. It's like a webbing. It's like web toes.
Yeah, webbing.
You've got web between your arms, web between your legs,
yeah.
and it's just like a flying suit.
That's it.
Flying suit, yeah.
Give them that to slow down.
That would be pretty cool.
That'd be awesome. But then they might come off the bikes.
Yeah, they could fly to the finish line, couldn't they?
Oh, yeah, there'd be no downhill stints. Hang on, that's great.
Yeah.
You make them hill climb.
Yeah, you've got to take your bike with you.
Get to the top. Yeah, it's still attached to you. You connect it to your chest.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh, mate, that would be a great sport.
Extreme cycling.
We've solved it, mate. Just pictured the Red Bull. See what they think. All right, that's it. That's how questions now. I spun us round in as well. So we hope you enjoyed this one, guys. It's been a bit more of a light-hearted episode, bit silly, really. But you've got to know us a little bit better. You've got to understand like how we look at things and how we perceive things. So we hope you enjoyed it. As always, hit us up on the social medias: Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. Get in touch. Tell us what you want to hear from us more. And obviously check out the YouTube, because this one was live on was recorded for YouTube as well. So thanks for watching if you are on YouTube. If not, thanks for listening again, guys, and we will see you next week. Success is available for everybody, so why should you settle for less?